Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In case you're new here, I'm Kim. This is Core Union. I wanted to talk a little bit about how me and my partner Hannah compare notes. We love talking about our synchronicities and we really tap into each other, and we always have. It's like we can feel each other and we activate each other more than anyone else that either one of us has ever met. So as much as there are these incredible similarities and even similar fears that we both have, but also we also complement each other very well. So there are areas that I'm weak in that he's strong in, and vice versa. Vice versa. We're very much perfectly matched for each other. The reason why I wanted to come on with this is because we were talking recently. We felt that this might be of help for many of you guys. I want to quote something out of Neville Goddard's Power of Awareness, and I also wanted to talk a little bit about one of my favorite Rumi quotes before I get into this, and then the story of that me and Hannah talked about. Before I do get into this, please do like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel if you love my content and if you want to help me grow, because it really does help. And of course, if you're looking for coaching, I would love it if you sent me a very, very short and sweet paragraph telling me the old story a little bit. That way I can see kind of where you are with things. I kind of have to see where your belief system lies with things. And then we can book a session together. I made it super easy. You just email me again, a little bit of the old story. I'll reply back with my first available, and we can get to work right away. I have a lot of awesome coaching packages too that makes regular support easy. First, with the power of awareness, and then I'll talk about a little bit about what me and Hannah discussed the other day. I like this because it really does help understand kind of what you want to keep in mind, okay? So deny the evidence of the senses and assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Inasmuch as your assumption is creative and forms an atmosphere, your assumption, if it is a noble one, increases your assurance and helps you to reach a higher level of being. If, on the other hand, your assumption be an unlovely one, it hinders you and makes your downward way swifter. Just as the lovely assumptions create a harmonious atmosphere, so the hard and bitter feelings create a hard and bitter atmosphere. And what I hear over and over again with many of you guys is that you feel like you were like kind of in this really blissful state. You felt really good. And then a lot of times you guys will mention this, but like it was my birthday and I didn't hear from them, or it was this holiday and nothing, or I haven't seen any evidence in my 3D reality of anything changing, and I can still tell they're not thinking about me, or they told me that they don't love me anymore, and things like that. So do you realize that while you are looking to your reality for validation and evidence of the two of you guys being kind of loving each other, do you realize that as you get all of this questioning, that you're constantly looking for validation outside of you with everything that I just mentioned, that those are your actual affirmations? Those are actually your beliefs. So every time you start to, like, the moment thoughts come up like that, it's your responsibility to catch yourself and to think from the end of being happy together, telling yourself that you're more than worthy and more than good enough of having this love. And you need to really get your self-love to a place of 100%. You can't be like putting all of your energy of everything outside of you and then neglecting yourself. When you are in a spiral and you're in fear, worry, or doubt, and you're feeling that agitation and you're feeling scared, you don't want to just ignore that feeling and like neglect the little parts of you that need love in those moments, because in a way, that very action that you're taking is almost as if you're recreating the abandonment, because in those moments you are abandoning and rejecting yourself. I hope that makes sense. So in other words, when you're feeling a sense of, oof, like, why didn't they call me? I feel rejected, or I feel abandoned, or I feel unappreciated or unloved. That's your little signal to stop and give yourself the love that you need in those moments. It's very important that you do this, okay? Because otherwise it's almost as if you're saying to the little parts of yourself that are feeling abandoned, it's almost like you're saying, I don't have time for you. I'm going to go distract myself and I'm going to do something else. Now, there are moments where it is totally fine to just distract yourself when it's kind of a light, maybe you're feeling just a little bit of a light sense of disbelief. That's different. Please pay attention to what I'm saying right now. I'm talking when you are in that wound. You want to remember that the wound is not your partner, your other half, the love of your life, any of that. And this is one of my favorite Rumi quotes. Your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it. Okay, so in other words, this is an inner job and it is up to you to do this. And when you do let down all of your barriers, guess who feels that? That's correct. The love of your life, your mirror soul, your twin soul, your specific person, if it is a deep soul connection, it could be a conscious or a subconscious thing. Where me and Hannah are at, we are both fully awakened to the love that we have for each other. We're fully awakened to who we are to each other. We were talking and we love to compare notes and we love to document like these amazing synchronicities that we have between us. It's a very profound experience to be able to have with somebody and to be able to love so deeply and so unconditionally. Like one time he asked me recently, did you do something different? Did you do something different on such and such day? Because when you did, I went from being upset to feeling the love again and to having visions of us together again and hearing your voice and things like that. And I explained to him that I absolutely did. When he was feeling upset, I was also feeling very scared. So we were in that kind of reflecting, right? So in other words, I'm feeling unsafe. My barriers are up. He's also feeling, how it's happening with him. And then instantly, it's not like a thing that happens eventually, instantly, internally, consciously, when I was able to, like, I did a number of things with my inner work, but when I truly felt that I could feel safe and loved and I let my barriers down and I felt secure again, and I went into that just deep trust, the moment, it was instant. It's the same as, I'm picking this up right now and I'm putting it down, picking it up, putting it down. The moment I internally and emotionally let the walls down and felt safe, it's like consciously he could feel the energy shift and he was able to come towards me. Okay. That happens in all of these connections. But again, it is instant. So let's just say that now and it could happen, by the way, it could happen unconsciously and subconsciously with your person too. But let's say that I had that experience and on his end, I'm not hearing from him. I don't see any evidence of this, but in his heart and in his mind and inside, he's feeling all of the love again. Right. But I'm not seeing anything of it. Let's say that I step out of loving myself fully again. Let's say that I somehow start thinking about or remembering, who knows, maybe a fight or something. And then let's say while I'm thinking about that, I start to get triggered again. And maybe I start to feel something, who knows, a lot of you guys may have different wounds. So it's hard to say precisely what it would be. But let's say that I go back into fear, worry, and doubt. Then that will feel like up and down with your person too, and it will be instant. So the moment that you fall into this deep trust and love and safety and security within yourself, and that you see them in their highest and best, and that you really accept and trust the connection, and you understand all of this and you trust the process, the moment you do that, you let your walls down, they feel it. The moment then you go into insecurity again, or any kind of fear, worry, or doubt, they feel it. Okay. So you have to understand that it is truly instant. So a lot of you guys are like, well, I don't know what else to do. I'm trying to really tell you that it is black and white, and it is as simple as you trusting the process and knowing and truly understanding the connection is beyond the flesh. The connection is beyond the 3D reality. You cannot just watch videos and not go into the self-love practice and into the trust in the process and into like the surrendering and the detaching all of your fears, worries, and doubts. You have to do the inner work, okay? And I'm sorry, but I am not going to be one of those coaches that's going to say that it's going to be super easy. For some of us, when there's a deep fear and wound around love, there might be a lot of effort that you're going to put into facing your fears and not allowing your fears to dictate your future anymore, not living in the past anymore, not allowing the, things that happened with your parents growing up, the things that happened with your exes through relationships, through your life. You're not going to allow those experiences to be projected on to the love of your life anymore and to steal your joy anymore, because life is really short, and it is time that you finally allow yourself to be fully loved, fully adored, fully cherished, and to have this beautiful love that you are completely worthy and deserving of. And you should expect big. You should allow yourself to go to exactly what your soul is telling you, what in your heart you want with your person. Okay. So if anything passed and I was hoping that we were going to be together, it was like, okay, well then it will be the next holiday. And if that passed, it didn't matter. So some of you guys also ask questions about what actions you should take in the 3D. And I'm always going to say that you never take actions unless you are in complete love, trust, surrender, detached from the old worries and stories of whatever's you think is separating you guys. You take all of the problems off of the pedestal. For me, take action when it is truly inspired, which means that you're not taking any action out of trying to manipulate any situations or trying to see, is this working? Are they feeling this for me? Or especially never, ever, ever making demands on your person, like conditions, like if and when statements, if and when. If I don't hear from you, then this or that's going to happen. If I'm not what you want, then you have to do this and that. Like that's all conditional. That is not trusting actually in the end of you guys being in a happy, harmonious relationship together. I'm sorry. And the other thing is that I know a lot of you guys asked this question, and this is just from my perspective. If this person is the love of your life, and if you are seeking or wanting to have a beautiful, harmonious marriage together, where the two of you guys are together for the rest of your lives, and you are a family, you are each other's family, you are each other's best friends, you are there for each other, you are each other's safe haven. Like if it's that kind of deep relationship, that's not lightly dating. You would not, if you're living from the end of feeling that security and that love now, you would not be entertaining anyone else. Because if you are entertaining anyone else, that means you are actually not accepting that this is your person, which means you're truly not actually accepting truly you, which means you're not truly loving yourself fully, that you are seeking something outside of you to try to make yourself feel better. And when you do that, you are keeping a very, 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 very big barrier between you and your person. You are creating the third party. Okay. So don't do that. I wouldn't do that now. And I will just say this. If you are just lightly dating and your specific person, you don't believe in, maybe you are of the mindset that deep soul connections don't actually exist, which is kind of the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard of, but whatever, you do you. If you're just lightly dating, by all means, date whoever you want. It doesn't matter. But I'm talking about the deep love soul connections. Do not deny who you are or who the love of your life is, because if you do that, you're running away. You're running away from who you truly are. You're running away from love, which means you're actually not truly loving yourself. So go all in, expect everything that you want, be patient, Be patient during this middle phase and stay in love and take care of yourself and prioritize yourself and love yourself. And always, always, always only see the highest and the best in the love of your life. Okay. I love you guys so much. I will talk to you soon and goodbye. Have a good one. Bye. Nothing can come, nothing can come, nothing can come between us.